Then there's also not commonly used data that's actually really useful and should be looked at, but often isn't. And one of those is approvals data. I talked about scarcity being, we always talk about scarcity being something to look for. And so if you're buying on the outskirts of any city, you've got to always be worried, how many new subdivisions can crop up next to me?
How green is it out there?
Yeah. Or if you're buying an apartment even, how many new apartment buildings can go in close by and compete with my apartment? So these are really important things to look at before you decide where to buy. And for first home buyers in particular, let's face it, government grants will incentivize you to go and buy these new subdivisions and in new buildings. And so one really massively important thing is to go into the approvals data, and you can do that on Suburb Trends too, and actually look at how many units or houses or townhouses have actually been approved in the suburb over the last, I think, 18 months or 2 years, it goes back. And you can see, wow, if they just approved 400 apartments like 3 months ago, well, they're going to get built soon. And if 2 months before that, they approved another 700 and so on, as we found in one suburb when we did that in the Where to Buy workshop.
Yeah.
You go, okay, warning, let's just rule that out. There's, if you've got 13,600 suburbs in Australia, you can easily rule one out when they've got lots of supply coming.
Yeah. And that's approvals for new buildings, and we would differentiate that from approvals for renovations to existing buildings, because that's a gentrification process, and that can be quite positive for an area, as opposed to an increase in density, which is new building approvals, which is not a positive for an area.
Perfect that you even raise that, because let's face it, that just shows the nuance in the data. If you just rely on approvals and you rule out areas that are actually gentrifying, you just miss a golden opportunity. So that's actually a really good thing to point out.
Yeah. Look, I think, and not enough people look at a map, Veronica. We spend a lot of time physically on our feet going around, and we know our areas really well because we're local area experts. We don't pretend to be experts in any area but where we buy property for people. And I guess that's what we really pride ourselves on, is we're not borderless. We're actually local area experts. But when you're looking for an area and you're looking outside your backyard and you're looking for all the information that can give you guidance on what might work, might not work, the mapping can be a good part of the process. And we did quite a bit of this work in the Where to Buy workshop, and it was around looking for some of those, things that might give you a hint that something's changing.